having the strength to admit you were wrong. It's a humbling experience. The writer of this quote is unknown, but he or she said, "The first to apologize is the bravest. The first to forgive is the strongest. The first to move forward is the happiest." Have you ever done something that you knew was wrong, but everything inside you fought the desire to own up to it? Have you hurt someone's feelings and rather than go back and apologize, you just let the friendship fall apart? It's not easy to admit when we are wrong. It takes bravery and humility to go back to someone we have wronged in some way and admit that we are guilty. Guilt sets in when we fail to admit we've hurt someone else or done something we shouldn't have. It traps our hearts in shame and begins to make us believe less of ourselves and our characters. Admitting we are wrong sets us free from that prison. Walt Whitman wrote, "It takes a great deal of character strength to apologize quickly out of one's heart rather than out of pity. A person must possess himself and have a deep sense of security in fundamental principles and values in order to genuinely apologize." Lots of us say, "I'm sorry," very quickly because either we don't want to get in trouble or because we just want to be able to move on from the infraction. But like I told my ex-husband, apologies without change are a waste of breath. He was just trying to appease me, but nothing changed in his attitudes or behavior. So if that's how you are using apologies, you are neither strong of character, nor do you possess a deep sense of security and fundamental principles and values. And that, dear ones, is a problem. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly. Even though this is a Bible verse, you don't have to view it from that perspective. It is truth regardless of its origination. If we would act justly and mercifully to one another, and then humbly admit when we have failed in those areas, our personal relationships would be greatly improved. Let me tell you a story. I know how much you guys love those. At the beginning of this school year, I went out to see a friend I've had since high school. So that's close to 30 years of knowing her. When I showed up at her house, she wouldn't let me in and commenced screaming at me in the front yard. I had no idea where her rage was coming from. She called me all sorts of names and then basically ended our friendship. My heart was broken. I cried all the way home. Many times I had helped this friend. Many times she had helped me, yet somehow she felt I'd done something wrong in our relationship. She was livid. I racked my brain trying to determine what my fault was. I even asked a mutual friend, i.e. my BFF, if she could recall any infractions I had made. Neither of us had any idea what set this other girl off. I'd be lying to you if I said I reached back out to her and apologized. I didn't. Because I could not fathom what I'd done wrong, I didn't know what there was for me to apologize for. April 1st was her birthday. This is the first year I didn't send her a birthday wish since 1991. It hurt my heart not to reach out to her. And maybe, in truth, I am being the stubborn one expecting an apology for her screaming at me. But maybe I'm in the right, and if she ever wants to rebuild what she broke, she'll have to reach out to me. Of course, none of that really matters, whose fault it is. I lost a friend of nearly 30 years, and we are both too stubborn to reach out. Don't be like us. Admit your wrongs, and even when you don't know what they are, attempt to heal relationships if they are of value to you. Maybe I'll do as I say, not as I do, too. The poem in the picture is entitled Internal Bleeding. Time heals all wounds is a fallacy, is only something people say when the cut was just skin deep. I'd like you to read the article, How to Heal a Fractured Friendship. The rest of the assignment will be on Edsby. Think about those you owe an apology to and contact them. Their hearts need it as much as yours does.